Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion, a podcast that explores Christian faith and practice from a Reformed Baptist perspective. My name is Joe Thorne. I'm the lead pastor of Redeemer Fellowship in St. Charles, Illinois.
And I'm Jimmy Fowler, executive pastor at Redeemer Fellowship.
Though today isn't necessarily from a Reformed Baptist perspective. Much of our perspectives are just our own. If we're dealing with doctrine and whatnot, it's usually from a Reformed Baptist perspective. But today we're just talking about stuff. So don't get your boxers all in a bunch if you don't like what we have to say.
But aren't we going to be talking about, like, dealing with kids?
Yeah.
That's biblical.
Yeah, but it's not like what we're going to say is necessarily a Reformed Baptist perspective. It's really just
Yeah, you know what?
our
Fair.
perspective.
Fair.
So, hey, guess what? We just recorded an episode, and right at the beginning, my wife texted me, and that's happening again.
Man, she's on fire today.
I know, man. She's texting me all kinds of... You remember, what was my wife's most common text for the last 2 years?
Silence.
Or, okay.
Okay.
That was it. Okay.
At one point, it was just K.
Yeah, just K. And then just... it's like the dots where it looks like they're going to text, and then it stops.
Nothing.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Like, come on, man. What are we doing? Come on.
And then it's like you send something, and it really then begs thoughtful response back, and you got dots for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then okay.
Yeah, and then you're like, what were they going to say? What were they working on?
What did they delete?
They were articulating something, and then they backed it out and just went, okay. Okay. Were they mad? I think they were mad.
I always assume it is.
They have every right to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I did? All kinds of things. All kinds of things. And that's what...
I deserved a missive, and I didn't get it.
All right. So, you went away.
Went away for a night.
You skipped church.
Okay. I didn't skip church.
I'm sorry. Were you there on Sunday?
I missed church.
You intentionally skipped church.
There's a difference. No, there's a... Yeah. Skipping is like...
You could have gone, but you didn't. That's skipping.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Sometimes you skip school because you don't want to be there.
Right.
Sometimes you miss class because of circumstances.
Okay, here's the thing.
Different.
My son, he's 18 now.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, can you guys call in and let me tell them I got to leave early? And I'm like, why? And he's like, because I don't really have anything. Those last two classes aren't anything. You just call. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. But if you want to skip, you can skip. I skipped all the time. And he's like, well, if I skip, then I'll get detention. I'm like, yeah, I got detention all the time.
It's your decision.
What are you, baby? You can skip. And he's like, no. He's like, but wait a minute. I'm 18. I can call myself out. I'm like, call yourself out, man. He's like, you don't want to call in for me? I'm like, no, I'm not going to make up an excuse. I'm not going to lie, man. Listen. When I was in school, I was a man. I just didn't go. Okay, that's what I just didn't show up.
Such a man thing to do.
I was a dumb man. I did the dumb thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he called himself in. He called up the school. He's like, yeah, it's Elias. Yeah, I'm going to have to leave early. 18 now. So, I got to call in.
Did he say 18?
I don't, that's how I imagine it. That's how I imagine it. He's like, so I'm, as an 18-year-old adult, I'm just calling to let you know I got to leave early. But he didn't give a reason. So when he went up, he's like, yeah, I got to get out of here. They're like, yeah, well, what's the reason you didn't leave one on the thing? And he's like, it's your stuff. And they're like, no, they got to have a reason.
Oh,
so
that's
text us, can you call and give me a reason? I'm like, no, you don't got a reason. He's like, say it's a family thing. It's not a family thing, bro. You just want to go just skip. Mm-hmm. Skip and take the penalty. Mm-hmm. What's the big deal? Mm-hmm. Go to some summer school every day of your life like I did. It's fine. It doesn't scar you at all.
I turned out well. I'm a pastor.
Look at me. I write books that nobody reads. So, yeah. So you skipped church and...
No.
Okay,
I missed
church. Why was that? Why did you miss church? Why couldn't you be back in time for church?
I was providentially hindered.
Well, how far away were you? You must be very far away.
3.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that far.
Yes, it is.
Okay, 3.5 hours?
3.5 hours.
We have an 11 o'clock service, Jimmy.
Yep. I was hoping to make that one.
Well, okay, but you could have made that one.
No, I couldn't.
What? You could have.
Because I had to take my niece.
Okay.
So I had to pick up my niece.
Oh, back to the institute.
No, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pick her up. I had to grab her, then take her to her uncle's house.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Okay.
Where she was going to stay for a couple nights.
All right. Fine.
And he was late.
Okay.
Meeting at the drop-off point.
Okay.
And then I didn't get back in time.
Okay, but you could have. That's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Providentially
Jesus
hindered.
knows the truth, Jimmy.
Yeah, he does.
Jesus knows the truth.
He does.
He does.
He does.
And so do I.
How do you... I just told you the truth. No, you're right. You do know the truth. I just told you.
Okay. All I'm saying is I was there. Just saying I was there on time. Early even.
I would expect nothing less from the preaching.
It's my job.
For the preaching pastor.
I love it.
Well done.
Like,
you want a cookie?
It's your job, dude. You have to be there. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it when pastors scold everybody for. I was like, bro, yeah, okay, but just keep in mind, like, it is your job. Like, it is, I know people, but come on. I've experienced it.
Have you really?
Oh man, I have had pastors blast the congregation for not being as committed as him.
That's the worst.
First of all, self-righteousness, not a good look. Second of all, it's your job, bro. You're
supposed to be there.
You're literally paid to be there.
Yeah.
So you don't have a choice. You have to be there.
I don't understand why you guys aren't studying the Bible 10 hours a week for a sermon. Oh, where's your sermons? Where are your messages?
Seriously.
Have you not checked the Greek?
I had a pastor one time scold the church hardcore for 15 minutes minimum. I'm being conservative here. 15 minutes at a members meeting because they were messing with the thermostat.
Stu?
Yep. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And you know what? It was the first time I ever saw congregants mad. They were like, what the heck? I'm not 10. I'm not your kid. You don't talk to me that way.
Wow.
Like, they were mad.
Wow. Wow.
Woo, yeah. Sometimes the best things that you learn are from bad examples. You're like,
oh yeah,
like bad parenting. Like if you had a bad
Yep.
parent or you had friends, you're like, I'm never gonna do that.
Yep.
And then you see pastors that are like, doing really bad things, and you're like, I'm not.
No, I've had that. I've learned great lessons from bad pastors.
We'll make our own mistakes.
Yep.
But not those.
Not those.
Nuh-uh.
Oh no. And then when I'm close to that, I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I repent to the congregation at a members meeting.
Yeah. Well, sometimes. You know what's funny? Not funny. You know what's great? Is that it's especially true in the church, generally. But it's even true, it used to be true in America more. If you issue a legit apology, people accept it.
Yeah.
As a general, now today, not so much because of canceling and all that, but like in general, your average person, they will accept a sincere apology.
Yeah.
I am really sorry, man. I screwed. No equivocation.
Yep.
Not like no reasons.
Not if I'm really sorry I did that. You really upset me though when you did this.
Don't do that. I'm sorry if anything I did might have potentially offended you in some way because you're such a weak little baby head.
I'm really sorry you're upset. I'm so sorry that you're...
The people don't respond to that.
No.
But when you go like, I screwed up, I am sorry, will you forgive me? Man.
Oh, people love that.
And it's because it's real, and it's like you're vulnerable, and people are like, yeah, man, especially the church, because that's what we're called to do, called to forgive each other. I like that.
I forgive you, Joe.
Well, there's a lot, so buckle up. You'll be forgiving me for a long time. I'll do anything halfway, Jimmy.
No.
Okay?
Oh, no. When you mess up, bro, mess up.
You're going to... My sins require a lot of ongoing forgiveness.
Yeah.
Is what, so you should expect more, is what I'm saying.
No, I have been.
Mm-hmm.
I've been preparing everybody for it.
So we got this email.
All right. We got an email.
He got from I don't believe it's his real name, first of all. That's not a real name. That's a total fake name.
That's a real name.
That's a fake name. That's a fake name.
Should I say?
Go ahead. You can say it's fake. It's not his real name.
Yeah. Vince Carlisle.
Fake. Total fake.
How is that fake?
Okay, first of all, Vince Carlisle?
Yeah.
No, I ain't buy it. And then he whipped up this email address with his name, and I don't buy it. No, I think he's just trying to trap us in something. But we'll read it anyways. The subject is explaining your smoking hobby to your kids.
Okay, here we go. Hey, gents.
Whoa, wait, what? Who's he talking to?
Thanks for taking the time to check out this email. Like you guys, I enjoy smoking a good cigar, but mostly I smoke from my tobacco pipe.
Girl.
I have 2 young daughters. My oldest is 5, my youngest is 2.
Sweet.
Recently, my 5-year-old saw my tobacco pipe and asked me what it was and what I'd do with it, and I didn't really know how to answer the question for her to understand. My question is, at what age do you explain to your kids what you are doing regarding smoking cigars, tobacco pipe, and why you enjoy smoking if they ask? I try not to smoke in front of the kids because consciously for me, it's just weird. Any advice on this would be helpful. Thanks again, and I appreciate the podcast very much, and I'm looking forward to the next Doc and Devo.
Vince, if that's your real name, we we love you, man. Thank you for listening. That's so awesome. And thanks for sharing your question and your sort of personal dilemma. Like, we all wind up in situations where sometimes we just need somebody else to chime in. And maybe it's not us, maybe it's somebody else, but we'll give you our thoughts as well. I can tell you this. It's fair to say that our kids have seen us smoke.
It's fair to say
from the womb.
It's fair to say I've said, go grab daddy his lighter.
It's fair to say that my 5-year-old learned how to clean my pipes when I was smoking pipes, because for a while I couldn't afford cigars because I didn't make any money and I couldn't afford cigars. So I just bought pipe tobacco, and my kids would clean my pipes with me. They would use Everclear alcohol on the pipe cleaner, and they would do the whole thing. I taught them how to do it. But once I got a raise, I threw away the childish things and went back to the man stuff, cigars.
Gotcha.
That's what I did.
Okay.
But all right. So clearly, this is a guy. He's got 2 little girls. He loves his girls. He wants to take care of them. Doesn't want to freak them out. But he
wants to be an example for them.
Yep, that's a good thing. Yeah. Got to be examples. He's a little uneasy about the whole smoking thing around the kids.
Yeah.
I got tons of thoughts. You got any thoughts?
Yeah. Be transparent and honest.
Yeah.
I think when you start making these things taboo, they become
taboo. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know so word than that, right? Like, the more you kind of hide it, then it feels like you're just not being. Well, yeah, I mean, it is. You're not being honest with them, and they're not. You're depriving them. I know. I don't want to talk because I'm going to say some things I think we'll probably hit on later.
Okay. All right. So I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm big on just being honest.
Yeah.
Being transparent with your kids, especially about things that are good and lawful. If you're doing something that your conscience isn't clear with, then you should not be doing that thing. Let's say that. If your conscience is clear with it and it's lawful and good, then there is nothing to hide.
Yeah. We
have ostensibly a wall of alcohol at my house. It's like there's all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there.
So it's like, there's I don't know, like 13 whiskeys. I don't know. I don't want to pay attention, but there's like a lot of different stuff.
I didn't realize there was that much.
Yeah, there's a lot. Jen,
Well, it's also different types for different drinks.
Yes,
and so it's not like before everyone starts, coming at Joey.
Don't care.
This, it's not like
come at Jen. She buys it.
Drinking every day.
She's
all
drinking
day.
all the stuff, not me.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why would you say
they all
that
serve
about
different
your
purposes. They make. Jen took a bartending class, so she knows how to make all these drinks. So we have a bunch of different kind of stuff. But like, I've never wanted to hide the beer that we don't really drink beer, but hide the beer. I never wanted to hide that stuff from the kids. I always wanted it to be there, just kind of. It's a normal thing that we do. My kids have never seen mom or dad drunk ever because we don't do that.
Yep,
that's not a thing. So they see it there, and it's
neither.
It's not a thing to hide. You know what I mean? It's nothing to be ashamed of. And I agree with you. And we've seen this in American culture. Other cultures where drinking is more normative, and it's not just blackout drunk culture. It's just like wine is a normal part of every meal.
Yeah. Remember, so when we talk about that, we're not talking about the English.
No, but like Italy. Think of like it'd be
Italy, France.
They're drinking wine.
Spain.
Like it's like it's a normal thing, and so it's not. Or even Canada, for crying out loud. Like I know a bunch of people up there. Everybody drinks beer and stuff. It's like it's a normal thing. But once you make it taboo, once you make it like a naughty thing, well, guess what kids like?
They like doing naughty things.
I like naughty things too. Okay, so it's like there's a temptation towards the naughty things. But if it's just a normal thing. It's like it's like what our kids need to see and what they can see. I've always articulated it this way. I think abstinence, if that's your policy, like we're not going to drink alcohol, fine. Don't give yourself points for it, by the way. I see a lot of self-righteousness among the people who abstain. Like, hey, I've never had a drink. I know. Okay, so you get points for that because you've never been tempted to have a drink. You've never had a drink, like whatever. You don't get points for that. Whatever. It's fine, but don't make yourself into a hero.
Yeah.
You're not a hero. Teachers are the real heroes.
Why are you laughing?
It's a Norm Macdonald bit. It's just a great bit. Anyways. Have you ever seen the Norm Macdonald bit on Teachers Are the Real Heroes?
Is that the one with the firefighters?
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
Well, he mentions firefighters, yes.
I think I've seen it.
There's no video, just audio, and they usually have a picture up of him. Like, it is wonderful. It is really fun. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Kids.
You're gonna get some for that
Oh
one.
my goodness! Listen, I love teachers. Teachers are amazing.
I
Heroes.
love them so much. I homeschooled my kids.
Okay, we homeschooled some of our kids, and once we got into a good district, then we sent them to public school. We're pro teacher. Don't call yourself heroes. Anyways, if anybody, I don't know anybody who is a hero who calls himself hero.
Except Hero from Heroes.
Yeah, but that's an Asian name. That's different. That's totally different. That's so your generation too. That's your son. Nobody has thought about that show in 15 years, and here you are talking about Hito. He was a great character.
He was, right?
And yes,
he was.
Yeah, that show went off the rails and turned awful, but it was started.
No,
off
that
great.
you know what destroyed that show? That writer's strike.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I remember it was good, and then all of a sudden, like not so good.
No, because it was good. Writer's strike. They're trying to regain. It couldn't do it. And when they tried to regain, they went really overboard.
Yeah. That was fun, though. I remember that. I remember that came out.
It was
You must
amazing.
have been like a teenager.
No?
Really?
Yeah.
What year did that come out?
I'm pretty sure like 2000 something.
Yeah, you're a teenager.
No, I was.
What are you talking about?
I was 20 something.
You were born in 1990, weren't you?
No. Why are you, Joey? What's wrong with you?
Where were you born?
82.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right. You're 10 years younger than me. You're 10 years younger.
110, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So look at Heroes. I'm looking it up here. 2006.
See? First year I was married.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not even sure. This is how embarrassing you are.
Yeppers.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So here's what I was going to say.
Second year I was married because Cohen was born in 2006.
Our kids.
No.
What?
Cohen was born in
Nobody cares when your
never
kids are born if you don't.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair point. He was 2011.
So abstinence is fine. Like when it comes to like a thing that is lawful that God allows you to, it's fine. That's your conscience, do your thing. But I think what is a better example than abstinence, and I think it's a better example, is self-control.
Yeah.
Self-control is a better example than abstinence every time when it comes to something lawful, because self-control, not abstinence, is part of the fruit of the Spirit. Abstinence is not a part of the fruit of the Spirit. Self-control is. So you can enjoy something in its appropriate measure without overindulging. That is godliness. So sex outside of marriage, you have to abstain because it is limited to the context of marriage. So you abstain until you are married. Once you're married, time to get it on, right? It's time to get it on. And that's good. You enjoy it in that context. You don't abstain from sex, Paul says, unless it's for a short period of time for specific reasons, so this idea of abstaining from alcohol is fine if that's what you want to do, but self-control is a better example because that's what they don't see in the world. What they see, especially in American culture, is people drink to get drunk, right? Unless they're wine connoisseurs, unless they are like, bourbon nerds or something like that. But in general, you go to college, people drink to get drunk. So like what they need to see are examples of people who are self-controlled, can receive God's good gifts without abuse. Same goes to tobacco. Why are you laughing, Jimmy? What's going
Because
on
I'm realizing right now.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
I'm realizing right
Go
now.
ahead, realize away.
That how much I watch The Office that I forget how ingrained it is. That Hero from Heroes bit is from The Office.
I hate you.
It's like, don't call me a hero. Hero from Heroes is the hero.
You are the worst. You are...
I can't.
You're intolerable. You're intolerable when it comes to The Office.
It's so ingrained. Lines are just there.
Hey, you know that. Speaking of TV shows like The Office, which pioneered a completely new way of doing TV, it's like a faux documentary that they're filming. That's the whole premise. The premise is they're filming a documentary on this paper company, which is brilliant. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, and that comes from England. So they're filming this documentary about these people in this paper company. Well, that translated into Parks and Rec and other things. There's a new one. Have you seen this?
What is it?
It's called Welcome to Flatcher.
Not seen it.
Same thing. It's a televised sitcom, like single cam kind of a thing. No laugh track, no audience. But it's even more documentary. Like they'll put up like things on the screen to say like, oh, at this point of the season, this is what they do in this small town called Flatcher. And so they're really going for that kind of a vibe where people are talking to the camera.
Is Greg Daniels involved?
I don't know who that is.
I'm out.
But Stifler is in it.
Oh, I might be in.
I don't know who his name is.
Yeah, I know who you're
talking
about.
But I like him.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And so,
I mean, I don't know what.
What's funny is I've never. Here's the truth: I've never seen any of the American Pie movies.
What?
Never seen one of them, but I know who
Those
Stifler
are movies?
is. Stop it! That's your generation, bro. I know you've seen that.
I know the pie.
Okay, yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I love apple pie.
Yeah,
it's all American.
So, but yeah, so he's in it, and I tried to watch it. I made it through about 3/4 of the first episode. It's not bad.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
But you should check it out because it's
more like me. Yeah,
you might like it.
So, anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about being transparent with our kids.
So yeah, I think self-control is a good model.
Yes.
So when it comes to your tobacco, I don't think it's a good idea to hide it or to sort of like not talk about it, to avoid it. Just let them know. Oh yeah, no, Daddy smokes a pipe, and the reason Daddy smokes a pipe is because he's not man enough to handle a cigar, which is fine.
Why?
And then, you got to explain it to him because the kids have to understand.
Stop.
Real men smoke cigars, and like little dandies, like your daddy, we smoke pipes. That's fine. So, but just explain to them, like, oh, this is what Daddy does to relax. It's tobacco that's put into a pipe. And one of the things that you can do, and I had to do this with my kids, because all of my kids are very concerned, because all they hear from the liberal mainstream media is that smoking is bad and it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
And I explained to them, well, listen, number one, I'm not inhaling this. I'm just puffing on the pipe or puffing on the cigar. It's a little bit different. It's quite a bit different. And this is real good tobacco. This is long filler tobacco. This is not chemically treated like gross tobacco. This is good tobacco. And so, yes, there are chemicals, not chemicals, there's drugs in it. Like nicotine is something that's in it. Like caffeine is a drug. Nicotine is a drug. So this is what I smoke. I smoke it in moderation. It's nothing to be too alarmed about. It's not good for you, but neither is Big Macs. So I don't eat Big Macs every day of the week, but I enjoy I enjoy my pipe. Like, just talk to them about it. Let them know what you're doing and be honest with them. I think that's a better policy in general.
And I love that. Like, what our kids need to see is that they need to see that self-control, like you talk about, right? And I think that's something really, really important for our children to learn at a young age.
Yeah.
Here's, mommy, daddy, whether it becomes alcohol or whether it's smoking a pipe, they're seeing that self-control. But when we're talking about this transparency and being honest, there are limits, Joe. There are limits to that transparency.
There's no limits with my kids in transparency. I tell my kids every single thing. Everything. They want to know about marital conjugal love. I tell them everything. What?
No, stop.
No, I don't.
No, I know you don't.
I don't.
I know you don't.
No, you got it.
No, trust me.
Not everything. Not everything needs to be known.
No,
but there are parents that go like too far. Like they're such an open book. Like, we talk about everything. They're not your buddies. Your kids are not your buddies.
Yes.
They're your kids.
They're your kids. It's good to have a friendly relationship, right? Like, you want to have that, right? Like, you want to be able to have the relationship where there is openness and transparency. But there are things that for a married couple, whether they're like Joe went to the extreme.
That's not extreme.
I think that's extreme.
Marital love is extreme. Wow, Jimmy.
Talking to our kids about it.
Okay, talking to your kids about it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. But like maybe there's relational discord.
Yeah.
That can't be discussed.
You don't need to get into that stuff with the kids.
They don't need to see that. They don't need to understand that mommy and daddy are having a disagreement.
Sometimes mommy is wrong sometimes. Daddy has to explain to her why she's wrong again. They don't need to know all the details.
Are you looking for a fight with your wife?
No, what are you talking? She doesn't listen. She doesn't listen. What are you talking about?
I feel like you're looking for a fight.
Listen, I was in such a dark mood at the beginning of Sunday, and now I'm in such a bright mood. I feel like nothing can stop me.
Nothing can stop you. So
nothing can stop me now.
Nothing can stop you now. Is fighting with my wife. Nothing can stop me now.
Nope. I'll win every battle. No more bullies for me.
If you guys come for dinner tonight, I want you to know.
Okay.
I am bringing this up.
Okay, good. Go ahead. But,
you're texting her telling her we're not going?
No. I texted her. I was like, hey, are we going? She's like, Madeline is at Scarlett's and needs to get picked up, and Killian is not feeling good. He has a fever. Eli's going to be at work. Kat is away. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
So it's obviously
we can't make it.
Yeah. Another excuse.
Kids everywhere. It's the worst thing. Okay, so what you were saying, though, and I agree with you, is that there are limits to transparency.
Yeah.
I think there is a good impulse. Like, hey, we're going to share with our kids. We're going to be honest. We're going to be open. But you are raising your kids. You got to protect your kids. And you don't want to protect them from reality, but there are some things that are just not appropriate for them to deal with at certain ages.
Yeah.
And at certain ages, they're going to know. Like, listen, my teenage kids know, well, probably all of them, but like definitely my teenage kids can tell, like, mommy and daddy aren't getting along tonight. Something's weird. Like there's something off, right? Like, it's easier for them to pick it up than it is maybe for a younger kid. And listen, it's totally fine to go, we're in the middle of a disagreement. Like, we're having an issue here or whatever. Or like, oh, well, daddy's sad because his dad is sick and it's made him sad tonight. Well, whatever. You can be transparent about that. But there are things where you're not going to disclose everything because some things are appropriate and some things, aren't going to be helpful for them to know. I agree with that. Totally.
And I think it's also age appropriate too, right? Like it depends on the age of the individual. Is at what point is like more transparency actually necessary?
Yeah.
Like as I got older, my father opening up more and more.
Yeah, I bet.
Stop. Really taught me a lot. It taught me a lot.
This is how the world works, boy.
And it helped mold me. It helped, it helped me actually keep my eyes open on what's going on. It also helped me be a better, husband and father.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what's weird, right? Is that like sometimes being transparent and being honest with your kids is the hard thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. It prepares them for the world. Like, hopefully you're not sending your kids out into the world completely ignorant of what the world is really like and what's going on, or even like how you cope and deal with life and what your struggles are. I want my kids to know. It's weird, right? Because I'm a pastor. I'm a preaching pastor. It's my vocation. And so I've worked really hard to make sure that my kids don't feel the pressure of me being a pastor. I want them to just feel like a normal kid in any church. And I've worked hard at that, really hard at that. And they've told me, I've talked to them, had long conversations. They said, we've never felt like you've made us, jump through hoops or have to be extra good. Like we are just able to be who we are. And I think that's really good. But at the same time, like you have to be like transparent enough for them to know, here's what's happening in my life, or here's what's happening in the world, and here's how we deal with these problems and these issues. So like as a pastor, I don't tell my kids or even my wife most of the time. I just don't ever tell my wife if there's an issue at the church, right? If there's a problem with a person, like let's say there's a person who's causing issues, I don't go, that's none of their, they don't need to bear that.
Yeah.
How's that going to help them?
No.
But for them to understand, like, well, listen, churches are complex places that are made up of sinners like us. And so this is how we deal with it. I think understanding what the limits are to the transparency are as important as understanding like what you should be sharing. Like, so you need to know, like, this is not appropriate to share.
Yeah.
But then you need to make every effort to be like honest with your kids about who you are and what you do. And if you're not embarrassed, if you're not ashamed, if you're not violating your conscience, then I don't know why you wouldn't share with your kids that, daddy likes to smoke a pipe, like, here's, what I have, Killian used to walk around, maybe it was Eli. It was a long time ago. I don't remember which kid it was. Probably Eli. He used to walk around with a little wooden block and puff on it like it was a cigar because daddy was always smoking cigars. And then I took a picture of him holding my cigar one time. Oh. Jen was not pleased. She's like, you do not post that on social media. I'm like, this is the perfect thing to post on social media. My 4-year-old holding my lit cigar.
No, this is not.
With his shirt off. It looks so redneck.
No, it's not good.
Missing teeth.
No, she was right.
Was she right?
Yeah, she
I don't
was
know
right.
if she was right, but I wanted to post it, but I did. I deferred.
Yeah, well done.
No, thank you.
We'd love to get your thoughts. You can follow us online on Instagram and Twitter @DocandDevo or on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head to the website, doctrinedevotion.com. There you can contact us. You can sign up for the email blast over the store, doctrineanddevotion.com. Wait.
What?
The store, jofostore.com.
Why are you so bad at this? You have one job, Jimmy.
I know, one job.
One job. Just read this thing at the end.
I don't even read it.
You're not even reading it. You just say the same thing. We make it up as we go along.
Fresh
and
pod every Monday and Thursday.
Yeah, nobody's listening now.
Blog posts and video content.
Is this a Thursday episode? What is this?
Yeah.
This
Video
is a Thursday
content over the website.
So we've already dumped on John Piper. We've already dropped the banter of truth. And so here we are giving advice. And you've derailed the whole thing. Nobody cares. People.
So here's what I'm going to do right now.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm going to turn you. There you go. You're off.
Oh, you can't turn me off. Do not turn me off.
I just did. And
you've done this 3 times.
We got that all access exclusive content. Banter Truth on Tuesdays. Weekday Wisdom Monday through Friday.
I am talking to your kids tonight.
/all access to register today. Later.